We are preparing for the Royal Show. It's a big one. It's the last one of forever at the Royal Showgrounds. And so I thought I would show you how we prepare our honey entries. So the first thing that you need to do is choose 6 bottles of your absolute best honey that you've got on offer. So we have chosen this lovely honey. As you can see, it has a beautiful shine to it as well. And when we fill the jars, first step is that you don't fill the jar with the stream right to the bottom. You actually fill it down the side of the honey jar to prevent making bubbles in the honey. Second of all, I always fill my honey jars as full as possible when I'm preparing them for show. And the reason for this is that it allows all the muck to sit on the top of the honey. So when I open up the honey jar, you will see it's actually all the pollen and what have you sits on top of there. So that allows me to remove it. This one here, as you can see around the outer edge, has got some bubbles and some little bits of pollen that have settled on the top there. And now we don't want those things. So if this was filled to the line where it should be, I wouldn't be able to take anything out. So by having it slightly higher than the required amount, I can now scoop it out. We all have one of those jars in our house that has all the little bits that don't fit into one bottle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just gently, using a clean spoon, I'm going to remove the foam from the top of this honey. And any little bubbles and things that I can find on top until it is at the right level. Right, so just make sure, you must have some good light for this, otherwise it's not going to work. Right, so remember the filling level is right in the center of this line here. So this one looks a little bit overfilled. I think I'm going to just take a little bit more out. Yeah, that looks good. Right, then I've got one of these little cloths just with a bit of water on it, and I'm going to use that to clean the neck of the honey without touching the honey itself. All right, so just go twirly whirly all the way around. Right, and then you can just fold it and double check. Make sure that the edge is nice and clean as well, and that the rim has been cleaned. Right, I'll do this again just before when I get to the showgrounds, because I'm going to have to go down this bumpy hill. So I will check all the jars before I put the entry in. Right, so that neck is lovely and clean. All of these lids are no good. They're dirty, they've got muck in them, so I'm going to replace them with a clean lid. You also don't want any lids that have dents in them. Often when you're opening a jar without realizing it, your rings actually make dents in the lids. So we always replace the lids. Right, so once it's got a lid on it, although I'm going to replace this lid when I get down to the showgrounds, I will now take this jar. I've got a bucket with warm soapy water in it, and I'm going to clean the jar off, because obviously honey is sticky, and while I was taking all that stuff off, I may have messed on it. So I'll make sure the bottom and the edges are all beautifully and clean, with no sticky bits on it at all. Right, once that's done, I'll take a brand new cloth, and you guessed it, we're going to shine it up. And you need to do this for every single jar, because you never know which one the judge might choose. So make sure that you shine your jar beautifully so that your end product is a beautiful shining entry. There we go. Okay, now you know what it takes to win. Get shining. See you at the show. Best of luck.